Hey y'all, how you doing tonight? Happy Thursday evening. Welcome to Invisible No More right here on the Eclipse Pain Network. My name is Keith Johnson. I am your host again for this Thursday night journey into the wonderful world of being invisible. What am I talking about? I'm talking about people who have a chronic diagnosis, something, a chronic illness, a mental health struggle, deal with chronic pain, or maybe not even have the diagnosis yet, but you're dealing with the symptoms of things, and you and your care team are working towards figuring out just what the hell's going on. This is your safe place. This is the place you can come and you can take your mask off and you can be you, because the people that are here, the people that are watching, the people that are listening, the people that are taking part in the conversation get it, and you don't have to explain. See, the purpose of Purpose Foundation, the bedrock of what Invisible is, it's just a group of people who have come together so we can all be seen, heard, loved, and know that we're not alone. And by working together, we share the good, the bad, the ugly, what works, what went horrifically sideways. Regardless of our diagnosis, we learn from each other to hopefully find ways to be a little bit better every day. We face a lot of the same issues, things that unfortunately can never be cured or never be fixed. So we are constantly searching for the next best thing. What can I add to my plan that might help? And while we don't do politics on this channel, I think there is a political term that explains one of our outlooks. It's called libertarianism, something like that. We're libertarian. There you go. When it comes to whatever works for you, whatever works for you, use it. As long as you're not hurting anyone or anything, like a puppy or a cat or any kind of animal, use it. Grab a hold to it. Don't let go of it. I don't care if it's an opioid. I don't care if it's kratom. I don't care if it's medical marijuana. I don't care if it's microdosing. I don't care if it's a nerve stimulator. Invisible doesn't care, because what we care about is you getting a better quality of life. That's it. No ifs, ands, or buts. And we're going to support you. Yeah, we may share stories of how medicine messed us up, but that's to help you become an informed person. We're never going to tell you not to try something, because we want you to try things to get maybe a little bit better. Again, we won't get cured. We're not going to be fixed until they develop a way to rip out my spine and all my nerves below my waist and replace them with brand new ones, or find ways I can live without them. I'm going to be in pain till the day I die. But how can I get better? What can I learn from you? That's what we're doing here. Tonight's topic is very, very tough. It deals with shame. It deals with when your care team, your family, you look fine. Those type of comments, and how we can kind of combat those, and how we can't let those comments from our care team, our family, our spouses, our partners, our ride or dies destroy us, and how we need to listen to our body, because our body knows. Ending the shame. That's coming up next on Invisible No More. Real quick, before we get any further, I'm not an advocate. I'm not. I mean, I accepted the term advocate not too long ago, but only if you look at me as an education advocate. So everything here tonight, I'm a blue collar dude, y'all. I'm not a sociologist. I don't have a doctor title. I don't have any kind of massive degree. The things I'm going to recommend tonight come from other invisibles. The person sitting next to you in the pain clinic, the person sitting next to you waiting for that MRI. These are where these suggestions come from. Some of it's backed up by sociologists, psychologists, philosophers, but it all has come from you, and that's one of the beautiful things about Invisible, right? But I can start with some things that I'm pretty sure all of us have, unfortunately, in common. And these hurt. Sorry about hitting the microphone there. Working with limited desk space. These hurt. But it's some things that, whether you deal with chronic pain, chronic illness, or mental health, we hear all the time. You look completely fine. Get over it. One that I've heard before, And it didn't come from my partner. It came from a friend. Dude, you're the man. You're supposed to be taking care of your family. Get up. What I have heard is you used to be able to do a whole lot more than you do now. I love this one too. Have you just tried to stop? No, just don't think about it. Just don't think about it. Jesus. That's like violence is not an answer. I'm not going to give violence as an answer to any of these. But if that was the answer, that one would qualify for that. Anyway, or from a care team, maybe your pain level doesn't match the injury. Are you sure you just aren't a little anxious? Maybe some depression. Maybe you need to go see a shrink. I can't help you. Lots of us have heard these type of comments, and lots of us have been like just shell-shocked because they come from that inner circle, that big circle of friends we used to have, that we would go out and to hang out with happy hour, or go to the bars on the weekend, or go dancing, or go to like some kind of like back road bonfire in the country, right? That stopped inviting us and they fell off because we kept having to say no. That's not the people that are saying this that hurt so much. It's the ones that are left. It's the care team. It's the family. It's the partner, the spouse, the kids, your best friend, the maid of honor in your wedding. So how can we do it? How can we guard our brains to address stuff like this? There's something that's called the 4 pillars of survival. And it's been used forever, and I cannot recommend these enough. And they're going to be like, oh, I've done all this. Well, keep doing these, because these will help keep you sane. I promise you, they will help keep you sane when it comes to this. The first one is validate your own experience. Trust your body over a test. We've talked in the past about how soul-crushing it can be to get a normal test result, how messed up as it is in a chronic person's brain that our MRI didn't come back showing we had cancer, how disappointed we are that it showed we didn't have cancer, because we were looking for anything that could explain what's going on, right? You have to trust your body. Another thing I do sometimes is for a week, I'll keep a log of my pain. Every few hours, I'll write down the number, where I'm at, what I'm doing, and what's going on in my life. So, like the environment, the stressors that are going on. I want to go back to the test results. You can't take a clean test as the indicator that you're fine. Some of us go 10 years without a diagnosis, and we're lucky to have doctors that are still inquisitive after that long. So when you hear, you look fine, the test results don't show anything, no. I want you to listen to your body, because there's nothing on the planet that knows your lived experience better than your body. You need to search ways inside of you that you can take what your body is telling you and validate it in your own brain. Because if not, eventually you're going to give in and you're going to start believing what people are saying, and you're really going to start thinking you're crazy, and you're not crazy. Validate your own lived experience, number one. And don't let anybody take that away from you. I don't care who it is. And this next one, I'm going to put it at the top because I just wanted to get it out of the way, because I understand that it's going to feel impossible. It's going to feel like there's no way in hell I can do it. It's my partner. It's my husband. It's my wife. It's my kids. They live in the same house as I do. But inside those relationships, we need to find ways to set boundaries. We need to recognize that the deepest cuts, the ones that crush our souls the most, come from those ride or die. They come from that spouse, the person you lay in bed with at night. They come from the one that promised till death do you part. They come from our kids who don't understand why you can't go to the park. But just because they are our circle, they are the ones we lean on the most, doesn't mean we have to accept what they're saying. And yes, sometimes we're going to have to remove ourselves from the situation. Granted, that's easier at like at Christmas. A friend of mine, she deals with POTS and she deals with migraines. And I remember this past Christmas season, and Thanksgiving season, she was having to go to all these parties with all the family. And have you tried yoga? I have a great doctor. He has me on magnolia blossoms twice a day, and it helps me so much, And all while she's suffering. But those are people that she limits contact to once a year. So when your family's coming down hard on you, when your kids are like, "Can we go to the park?" or "Can we go to Six Flags this weekend?" Just look at them and say, "Sweetie, I would love nothing more, and I know this is going to hurt you, it's going to disappoint you, but I just can't do it." And then try to find other ways to make their wish happen. Can they go with friends? Can they go with a Boy Scout group or Girl Scout group, or can they go, with a neighbor? Because you're going to have to remove yourself from situations at times. And it's tough because lived experience here, everything gets amplified when I'm in a flare or when I'm really bad. In fact, there'll be an Easter egg at the end of this for you that explains that. Everything gets amplified except for my fuse. My fuse gets really short. But I have to find ways to remove myself. If my partner comes up and says, "Hey, we need to go to Walmart. Can you get me to Walmart?" Or "I have this, or I have that. I need you to drive me. I need you to take me." And it's like, no. We need to discuss where I'm at right now and remove from the situation. You need to put up a shield and limit contact when you can. Maybe just something simple as, "Listen, my health right now is not up for debate." Mic drop it and take a few steps away. Don't say it with hate or anger, but say it with love. Future episodes of Invisible, we're going to get into how we can communicate better with our partners. And man, those conversations are tough, but I'm really, really looking forward to it. Now, another thing I'd recommend trying to do, and again, this is all mental up here. This isn't any physical type of exercise, isn't any of this stuff, right? Rejecting the shame narrative. Intentionally separating this external judgment from who you really know you are. You know your feelings. You know where your brain is at. You know where your body is at. Regardless of what somebody says, even your ride or die, right? You are performing a silent marathon every single freaking day. I've said before, and a lot of people agreed on that video because it was really popular, that to me the strongest, hardest working person on the planet is an invisible when they're forcing themselves out of bed in the morning to face the day. Because most of the time it's not for themselves. It's for their kids. It's for their spouse. It's for their job. It's for society. And yet they do it. So you're running this marathon, and at times it does feel like we're alone because our circle just doesn't get it. But you got to remember, you're surviving. You're not failing. If somebody says that you're just being lazy or using your diagnosis or your symptoms as an excuse, you have to recognize the fact that they're saying that based on their lack of understanding. Not anything you, your body, or your mind has done. And it can be lonely. But we have a solution to it being lonely. Well, you need to build support outside of that core group of yours. Maybe not to replace, but to go to. It's called community. And I'm saving it for last because to me it's the most important. And for a lot of you, you've already found it here because you're watching this video. You understand what Invisible No More is. You understand that it's a safe place to come to be seen, be heard, be loved, and to know you're not fighting this alone. You understand that as a chronic pain patient, you've taken advice and taken tips from somebody who deals with mental health struggles, who deals with bipolarism and other things, and you've applied them to your life and they've worked. You've learned that through community, while our diagnoses are so vitally important to us, to our mindset, that they don't come into play quite as much as one would think, because your POTS has nothing to do with my neuropathy. But you've struggled with doctors recognizing you. You've struggled with your partner recognizing what's going on with you. And so I can relate to you. When you build this outside community, what you're doing is you're going to a place and you're searching for people that you don't have to explain yourself to, because they get it. They woke up that morning understanding your life. Hey, I'm Keith. I deal with chronic pain. I deal with mental health stuff, specifically depression. How you doing? They know right away. And there's nothing I would want more on this whole entire planet, this universe, this whatever you want to call this cosmic array of that we're in, than to have nobody be a member of Invisible No More. I want that so bad. But until science and communities and families and bosses and doctors and hospitals get better at recognizing us and understanding us, we are here and we're not going away. You need to find a community. And there's gazillions of them out there. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Notice how many Discord servers, right? Just be careful. Because sometimes some of these groups will make you feel really good. They'll make you feel really, they get me. And then they're going to ask you for money. Just be safe. Just be safe. Because community is vital to all of us finding ways to be a little bit better every day. Community won't replace an opioid. Community won't replace like IVIG therapy infusions if you're dealing with certain autoimmune diseases. But community will be right there next to you when you're getting that IVIG infusion, because someone in that community has laid in that bed, in that table, in that chair, that recliner, while that stuff's being put into them. Where your best friend, your best man in your wedding, your maid of honor, your partner, your spouse, your kids, they don't know what that's like. But you'll find that person in community. So reach out, message me here, email me, keithcpp@gmail.com. Or even better, tonight, we're bringing back the lives on TikTok, the Invisible No More Lives. Myself, you, Amy, and this whole ragtag group of folks, this group of misfits who I love so much, who I consider my ride or dies, live tonight, 7 o'clock Central Standard Time. Just go to TikTok, search Keith in Texas, and you'll find us. We're going to talk more of these coping strategies. We're going to talk about more what it's like to find a community where you're seen, you're heard, you're loved. So there you go. There's some coping tips, some coping strategies, some ideas, some things that I would definitely recommend you trying. Desperately want to recommend you trying. Maybe that's what I was trying to say. Unfortunately, there's not cures. They're not fix-alls. And yeah, they take work, and they take work up here in our brains. I guess if you boil it down to what I would suggest the most is listen to your body. Listen to your body. Your body may lie to itself, like my nerves tell my brain that I have pain where there's not nerve endings, but it's not going to lie to you when it tells you that you're hurting. It's not going to lie to you when you're dealing with depression. It's not going to lie to you when it's 3 o'clock in the morning and you're taking a cold shower to try to regulate your body. No. A lot of this stuff comes from people that just don't understand, and it hurts. But if we don't protect ourselves and remind ourselves and validate what's going on, we're screwed. Find that community. Welcome to Invisible, or find another one. They're out there. They'll help you when you're beat down. They'll help you when you're struggling. Even if you just need to verbally vomit to somebody, they'll listen. And not only will they listen, they'll understand, because they know you without you having to explain yourself. Validate your experience. Know what you feel is true, and find that community. Thank you all for joining tonight. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate you more than you'll ever know. This community saved my life in more ways and more times than you'll know. Coming up on the Easter egg, you'll maybe get a sense of that. Invisible No More is the safest place on the internet, the safest place on this place that we call the universe, for someone dealing with chronic pain, chronic illness, mental health issues, diagnosed or not, I promise you, here, you are seen, you are heard, you are loved, and you're not alone. Until next time, y'all. We'll see you tonight on the live on TikTok, or we'll see you next Thursday night right here on the Eclipse Pain Network. Love you. Peace. Hey, y'all. Okay. Honest to goodness, straight talk from me to you, from one invisible to another. I need to remind folks that what you see on social media, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, is sometimes our best efforts. As an invisible, I think you probably know the term masking. I posted a video yesterday morning as I was leaving the house, driving, depending on traffic, it's an hour and a half to an hour 45 to 2 hours to the studio to record this video. And as you can see, it didn't happen. Through no fault of mine, through no fault of the network, to no fault to anybody in particular, I got there. And the folks that had the reserved time first, they were running late. See, when I go do these videos, when I go to the studio, hope my doctor's not watching, I may under-medicate because it's a long drive. And while my meds don't give me a buzz, there's no high associated with it. My fear is, God forbid, there's an accident, and then they test my blood and they find all this oxy in my system. So I purposely, possibly may under-medicate. Made that choice, always do. And got to the studio, and they were running late. And I ended up sitting there for just shy of 2 hours. And as I'm sitting there, this flare that I've been dealing with since this past Wednesday really kicked into hyper overdrive. And I ended up leaving. I want to share what I sent yesterday to someone. I said, I'm not mad at this situation. It's just when my pain is bad, everything except my fuse gets amplified and my fuse gets extremely short. I'm not upset at anybody or anything. It's just I really do put a lot into these things, and it's an invisible thing that most people don't get, that visibles don't get. When our bodies, like my thighs, prevent us from doing, even when we think we have it all figured out, it's a big hit. All those things that get amplified, yeah, that includes the feeling that once again you've let others down, that again you disappointed those that matter the most to you. Made it home yesterday. I recorded this video and I just deleted it this morning. And I redid it because this community means that much to me, and I wanted to give it my best. I'm sharing this not to brag, not that I can push through pain, because every pain patient does it. Everybody with a chronic illness or mental health struggle, we push through shit, right? But I want you to know I live your experience. I live what it's like. I live that the pain is horrendous. As you know, as a chronic pain patient, what you deal with on the daily would buckle 90% of the population. They couldn't handle it. So live what you as a chronic pain patient or someone dealing with mental health struggles or chronic illness deal with. That through no fault of our own, our diagnosis puts the shame and the guilt right on us. I'm bringing this up because you know what saved me yesterday? You know what held me together? It was this community. I was messaging people on WhatsApp. I was messaging my core group, trying to explain. And they were like, don't explain, we get it, man. This is not an easy road. I do my best to share things that I've learned, so hope that other people can get better. I don't create this stuff. You guys give me these tips. So when I say community can save you, I'm living, breathing proof of that. So if you ever take anything from what I say, you take away and you try it. Find your community. Because yesterday I was bad, mentally, physically. But that community saved me. I love you guys. I really do hope today is a better day. And I hope we can all figure some things out. Because you're not invisible anymore, y'all. I promise you. Be safe. Peace.